Team now, an outside investigation confirms a Georgia mayor abused his authority by repeatedly demanding that police officers give him rides because he was too drunk to drive.
A.J. Scott is the mayor of Buchanan. He's also a former state trooper who still faces vehicular homicide charges because he crashed his patrol unit into a car full of teenagers years ago, killing two.
Our Fox 5 team reporter Randy Travis is here with this latest twist. Randy?
Russ and Courtney, the criminal case ended in a mistrial and can't be retried till the Georgia Supreme Court gives the okay. The victims' families see this latest investigation in the same light as the criminal case. In both, Scott so far has faced no serious consequences for his actions. The 31-page outside review into Buchanan Mayor A.J. Scott is filled with disturbing allegations, many of which the investigator managed to confirm. Scott repeatedly called Buchanan police to give him a ride home when he had too much to drink, including an officer driving outside the city to this Bremen restaurant. Scott himself admitted he had 8 or 9 old fashions during his estimated 6 hours there, with 2 witnesses saying the mayor got on the bar and unzipped his pants or pretended to as the police officer tried to get him to leave. Scott denied that, but admitted he did drink too much and he was loud, obnoxious, and acted like a fool. According to the report, last March, Scott showed up intoxicated at City Hall to offer his services for a police field sobriety testing class, even though no one in the police department asked him to volunteer. The instructor saw cans and bottles of alcoholic beverages on the mayor's desk. And when the investigator asked to review the mayor's phone to see whether he tried to cover up any of his actions, Scott refused to let him look. Do you have a drinking problem, sir?
No, sir.
That was last year when Scott did not want to talk about the drinking allegations. In a brief conversation off camera this week, the mayor maintained his drinking is not a serious problem because he only drinks a few times a month. Scott is in his first term as mayor of this town of roughly 1,000 people. But that report, as ugly as it is, will apparently have no effect on his tenure. City council members read it over and decided there was nothing in there to justify removing him from office.
He's not fit to be a mayor. And without these reports, we would have no idea.
They don't live in Buchanan, but they follow the mayor's every wrong move. That's what happens when you blame him for the death of your teenage daughter.
Other than losing his job with Georgia State Patrol when he killed the girls, he has a great life to live.
What happened, man?
They pulled right up, making this left turn right there.
That's Trooper A.J. Scott, minutes after he T-boned a car full of teenagers as they tried to turn left in front of him one dark night in Carroll County. The driver said he never saw Scott, who was speeding through the 45-mile-per-hour zone with no sirens or blue lights because he was not responding to a call. Scott was not drinking. The 2015 crash killed the 2 girls in the backseat, Kylie Lindsay and Bella Chinchilla, and seriously injured 2 more.
I just think that A.J. is not thinking about anybody but himself. He thinks he's above the law.
Scott's first prosecution ended in a mistrial. Everyone is waiting to see whether the Georgia Supreme Court allows the 8-year-old case to finally be retried. Too much time to dwell on such a tragedy and be forced to watch other disturbing decisions also go unpunished.
I'm just afraid that it's going to take him killing someone else before he stopped.
Ironically, the police chief and assistant chief both lost their jobs following the report. Each claim it's retribution because the mayor was mad that they documented his drinking through official police reports. Scott denies that to the outside investigator and said each violated department policies. But both the chief and the assistant chief are now considering their own legal action. So quite a lot going on in Buchanan these days.
And it's been 8 years since that deadly accident that he was involved in. Any idea on when the Georgia State Supreme Court will decide on what to do about that case?
I checked last week. It's still not set for argument, but they have to make a decision. They have to decide whether A.J. Scott will be held in double jeopardy if they try this case again. And if they say no, then the case goes away.
Well, it sounds like Mayor Scott might use some help, and there's no shame in asking for it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, he says that he doesn't have a drinking problem, only drinks 2 or 3 times a month. That's what he told me in a short interview that we did off camera.
Okay. All right. Randy, thanks.
Thanks, Randy. The debate